Hello, welcome back. Today I'm making a giant bow for the top of my Christmas tree. You could also hang them on your door or your front door, wherever. I know this isn't Christmas fabric, but I got the Christmas tree from my mum and her nickname was Queenie. And the B is for Manchester, which is where she's from. So as is her tree, I thought it'd be good fabric to use. So my fabric is 15 inches wide by 42 inches long, and I've got 4 pieces, and I've also got 2 pieces of wadding. There's just 2-ounce wadding. You don't have to use this, you could leave it as a big floppy bow or use some iron-on interfacing, but I wanted just to have a little bit of like padding, a little bit of fluff. So I've got 4 pieces, they're all the same, and I've got another piece for the little bit that goes on the middle of the bow. The first piece, face up. The next piece goes face down. And then on the top, I'm going to put my wadding. Then I'm going to clip and pin it all the way around. Once you've pinned it all the way around, I'm going to go and sew it. I'm going to start with a back stitch, and I'm going to go all the way around the edges, and I'm going to finish with a back stitch here. I'm going to leave a gap for turning through, at least the size of my hand. I'm doing a seam allowance that's about 3/4 of an inch. Snip the corners. Turn it through the right way. The gap that we left, tuck it in and stick some clips on it. Now take it to the iron, roll out all your seams around the edge and just give it a little press. We need to close up this gap now that we left, the turning gap. So I'm going to top stitch along the 2 long edges. I've used a 1/4 inch seam allowance for my top stitching. Now take it, match your 2 short ends together. And sew them together. can tuck that bit into the middle, turn it the right way through. And there's the top of our bow. So we'll put that to one side for a second and we'll make the tail. Well, I forgot to press record, so I'll just explain to you what I did. I took my 2 other pieces, they're the same sizes as the one we started with earlier. So 15 across by 42 long. This is the tail bit of the bow. I'm not using any interfacing or wadding or anything like that because I want it to be a little bit softer and dangle better. So you need to put them faces together, pretty size together. On one piece, you're going to fold it in half. Measure 6 inches to that middle spot and make a little mark, just like a little dot. And then open it out and draw a line from the dot you just made to each corner. And you can do that at both ends. Then put both your fabrics together, pretty sides together, and pin or clip. Then you're going to start sewing, you're going to do a back stitch, and you're going to go all the way around. When you get to the line that you made, you're going to, instead of going all the way here, you're going to sew along that line and then back down the edge again. And like we did before, make sure you leave a gap the size of your hand for turning through. And once you've done that, you can cut away this triangle. Make sure you snip into the point without snipping your stitches to help it turn better, and take off those bits, those corner edges there. Do the same at both ends. Now you can turn it through. Right, take it to the iron and give it a press. Make sure you roll out your seams. Right, we need to close up that gap. I'm going to go around it, all the way around, and do the same 1/4 inch top stitching as I did on the other one. Perfect. For the tie around the middle of the bow, I'm undecided. So I've got a piece that's the same length as these were, 42 inches, and I cut it to 6 inches. I don't know whether to put any wadding or padding or stabiliser on. I'm going to go without and see what happens. So I folded the edges over by about 1/2 inch. I've done that on both ends. And then fold it in half. And then fold the outside to that inside line. And then fold it again. And I'm going to go and top stitch all the way down both sides. Right, once you've got all your pieces, grab your dangly piece, scrunch it up in the middle, pop a clip on the back just to hold it all together for a minute. Get your main piece and where that seam was that we sewed together, put that somewhere in the middle and scrunch that up too. Match it up to where you put this. Grab your tie. Tie on. When you're happy with it, have a little fidget. When you're happy with it, tie it up properly at the back. And these two tails are what you'll use to tie it to your Christmas tree or hang it from your door or tie it onto wherever. What do we think? I think it looks amazing. It's going to look fabulous on the Christmas tree. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.